I've been doing a lot of thinking, man. And in my mind, I've been trying to figure out how has America reached the stage that it's reached now, right? And this not no political nothing, man. And it ain't got nothing to do with anything other than a demonic plan to make the American people 100% dependent upon the banks, doctors, farmer, etc., right? So let me start. Number one, you have to make the people allergic to hard work. Make them don't want to work hard. That was the first plan. Make them to the point where they don't want to work hard. Make them to the point where they feel like hard work is a sign of weakness. Hard work is a sign of poverty or something, right? Number two, once you get them to the point where they don't want to work hard, you offer them easy work, easier type work, sitting in desks, offices, stuff like that, right? Get them out of the field where they're actually building things, doing tangible things like construction work, where they know how to build homes and know how to work on cars and they know how to plumb and they know how to HVAC, right? So we get them out of that. And the reason why that's one of the most important steps is because if you take away their ability to know how to build their own homes and maintain their own homes, you actually are creating industry. You're creating jobs. Why? Because now there's builders. How do builders build? They borrow money. How do people buy homes? People don't buy homes with cash. They buy homes with finance. Tell them that it's foolish to buy things with cash. Why would you buy things with cash when you can use other people's money? That's rich folk talk. That ain't poor people talk right there. Rich people use other people's money successfully. Poor people, no. It's just a vicious cycle. So you get them out of this lifestyle of being a skillsman, a tradesman. So now they need you to build their homes for them and they need you to finance their homes for them. They don't know how to save. They don't know how to build. So now we got them. We got them. So let's go to the vehicles. Back when I came up, it was nothing to see a group of men standing around a car, working on a car, fixing a car, right? Even if you're not a mechanic, people just have the ability to put their stuff back together. They know how to fix it. They know how to take a part off this old car and put it on this car and make it work. People don't have that anymore. So, number one, we make them feel bad about having older vehicles. We make them feel like you somewhat a pariah because you got an old car, even though you own that old car. And we trick them into going to finance cars to say, look, this is what you need to do. Just go get you a car and work 5 years and work 3 years to pay the car off. It's fine. You can take your family out on the town and, you'll be a person of means. Your car now equals status. All right. So for the ones who don't want to take the loans, one of the things that was done was they made the cars really difficult to work on. So even back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, when people were still trying to work on their cars, it was really difficult for them to work on the cars. So you had a lot of people who just walked away from it. It was hard for the regular Joe Blow to get in his driveway and work on his car. Why? Because they don't want you working on cars. It's not that they just want you to bring your cars back to the dealership to be serviced. They also want you to have to go turn that mug in and trade it in and get a new one. So there's this big push for these electric cars. It's not just for the environment. It's for the fact that if we can get you guys in these vehicles and out of the mechanical engines that you can go and fix and repair and get you into this stuff that you truly don't understand, then you'll never be able to buy cars and have cars of your own. You always gonna have to come to us and buy vehicles. You're always gonna have, and we're gonna make the price of them astronomical. The price of them, you're gonna have to finance them. You hear what I'm saying? So this is one big trick and cycle that they're trying to force us all into, to have us on this perpetual consumption. Consumers. That's what they want Americans to be, the forever consumer of the world. Not just of the United States, of the world. All the products we buy in this country are from all over the world, all over the globe, all over the world. You don't see other countries buying our stuff. We're buying all their stuff. Why? Because that's the plan. The demonic plan is to have the American people to just be taxpayers and consumers. assets and resources for the entire world. We're an asset to the government. We pay taxes on what we make. We pay taxes on what we spend. We pay taxes on what we own. You pay income tax, you pay sales tax, and you pay property tax. So you're an asset to the government. You don't have no say in how that money is being spent. You're an asset to the bank. Why? Because you actually going to buy houses at a 30-year rate, at a 15-year rate. We don't know anything about debt amortization and all that stuff. We're paying 2 times for the house. You go buy a car. It's simple, fine, simple interest, right? And you look at that car, you sit down, you negotiate a price. When you get into finance, that price inflates, but it's the payment you can afford. So it's don't worry about that, man. It's the payment. It's the payment. So you're saying, oh, well, I can afford $300 a month, $500, $600 a month, $1,000 a month for a car is nothing now. People are paying $700, $800 a month for cars now. That's why the repossession market is what it is right now, because people couldn't afford it. It's all based on your income. As long as you have a job, it all works. When the jobs start going away, that's when you see this doggone system, the house of cards start failing, right? So the cars was another one. Same with our food. People were growing food for a long time. Everybody had their own kitchen garden. They would grow their own food, right? So what we do is we say it's easier for you just to go to the store. You don't need your own chicken to get eggs. That's stupid. Why would you get chicken to get eggs, to have eggs, when you could just come to the store and buy eggs, and buy the chicken too? You don't need a garden to have vegetables. You could just come to the store and buy the vegetables, okay? So now we're actually tricking them into giving up what God has given them, and that's their freedom. So because the fact that they're not growing their own stuff, they need money to pay for it. So since they need money to pay for it, they're going to have to get on this vicious cycle of work, because I don't produce my own stuff. I'm only consuming. That was the goal, to turn the American people into consumers and not producers. That's it, right? So now they have to work just to buy what God has given. And that's the ground. You could grow vegetables out the ground. Anybody can grow vegetables, right? But since they don't want to do that, and that type of stuff is beneath them, and they're too busy to do that, now they have to pay somebody for it, right? So now we're getting ready to get into healthcare. So now they have to pay somebody to produce their vegetables for them, and the person who's producing their vegetables for them may not be the best character having person, and it's all about profit. It ain't about your health. So we do what we got to do to get the cabbage out. We spray on it because we spray what we got to spray on it to make sure that at the end of the day, bugs are not eating it up. We do the best we can. We're not trying to poison you, but at the end of the day, this is a business, all right? So now the people are eating vegetables from the person who's producing the vegetables for them, and they're getting sick. They're eating meats from the places that are producing meats for them, chicken and all this stuff. Now they're getting sick, right? All the older people who knew how to do herbs, and all the older people who knew how to do home remedies, they all pass away. The younger people didn't pay attention to it. They didn't care, right? So that's gone. So they don't know how to treat and care for themselves anymore. So now they have to come to us. We treat and we care for them. I'm not saying we trying to poison them, just saying we got to figure some things out. So we need a group of people to test this stuff on. So every generation, some people going to have to die. Why? Because we have to figure out if this stuff work or not, right? So it goes on and on and on. We don't know how to treat ourselves anymore. We don't know how to cure ourselves. So we have to go to our doctors. We go to our doctors, and our doctors test and treat us, and then we have to rely on big pharma medicine. They have to give us medicine. They're not going to give us home remedies. They're not going to say, look, you could go get some ginseng root and drink that and you'll be fine. Nobody knows how to do that anymore, right? So we have to trust in the pharmaceutical companies who's giving us medicine that may at the end of the day work for us or may not. We don't really know. The story's still out on a lot of medicines. We may look back 10 years from now and realize we were always just dying off because we were taking medicine, right? Or vaccines. I'm not sure. But today I want to say this, y'all. This is one vicious demonic cycle that has been played on the American people. It has been. And all this vicious demonic cycle has done is, number one, made the American people first starts off with hard work. American people don't want to work hard anymore. They don't want to do hard work no more. They don't. It's all about being able to get something for nothing, right? Number two, take away their skills. They don't know how to build their own stuff anymore. They don't know how to build their own houses anymore. They don't know how to fix their own houses anymore. So now they're totally dependent upon my money. They have to come to work at my company just to be able to fix something in their home that if they might have grew up learning how to do that stuff, they could fix themselves. All they was parts, right? They don't know how to build their own homes anymore, so they have to borrow money to buy new cars. Buy new houses. Now let's fast forward to the cars. Same thing. They don't know how to repair their cars anymore. They don't know how to do that anymore, so now they have to come to my dealership and buy new cars. All right. They don't know how to grow their own food anymore because they were too big to do that. So now they have to come buy my food, right? My food may be making them sick. So now they have to go visit their doctors because they don't know how to do home remedies. They don't know how to cure themselves. They don't know how to prevent sickness. They say 1 ounce of prevention is better than a cure or something like that. They say it's easier to defend the land than to take it back after it has been conquered, right? So they don't know how to eat right. They don't know how to stop themselves from getting sick. So they have to come visit the doctors. Then the doctors are going to assign pharmaceuticals to them. And they're going to say, yeah, this will help you get your cholesterol down. When really it all may just be a diet issue. We don't know, right? But I see this one vicious cycle. And us as Americans, one day we're going to have to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to wake up and realize that this is purely evil that has been done to us. It has been done to us. And we have to wake up and realize that somebody somewhere in one of these generations have to break the cycle. All right? Man, it's Larry, man. I hope this stuff makes sense. Peace.